Sure. So my name's Steve Robertson. I'm a retired prison governor. I worked in prisons for over 30 years. And now I have moved into doing my own business, which is a leadership consultancy. It's called Empathy Works Leadership Consultancy. And I am really interested in provoking and encouraging a type of leadership that has people at the centre of what leaders think about. It's not just about productivity or performance. It's about people, nurturing people, creating workspaces that are human. So that's essentially what it's all about. Being more kinder, more compassionate, and encouraging leaders to think differently about how they lead. I think that, and I don't blame things like COVID, but I think the issue about modernity and, the contemporary world as it is, we're facing so many challenges, so many crises, whether it's, in war or political pressures or issues around, COVID, etc. There's lots to think about these days. And I think for such a long time, what we haven't done is thought about people. When they come to work, they are bringing lots of burden, lots of trauma, whether it's, a relationship issue, whether a parent has died or whether one of their children are poorly. We seem to forget that every person that works in an organisation has their own, characteristics around how they feel. So we need to be thinking differently. And that's why I've provoked a question today about actually what does leadership look like in Carmarthenshire in the next decade. And this is where young people can absolutely get involved by thinking about, what their journey is going to be about, and what roles will they have if they're going to be in a leadership role. May they be, thinking about leading in a different way. Today is about people. It's not about hierarchy. It's about connection. It's about networking. And as an ex-prison governor, I find that really tough because my network used to be other prison governors. So now I've got to think a little bit differently. So what I try and think is actually what can organisations get, from my services essentially. And there's two things I think I'd like to say. One I've already kind of said about, better leadership styles and approaches. But there's something about giving back as well. I guess as an ex-prison governor, I've seen a lot of trauma, a lot of disadvantage. And we have that in our own county, in our own region, whether it's homelessness or whether it's people that are facing social or financial disadvantage. So, we've applied to be a CIC. We want to give back to our region. And we want to create a kind of an environment where leadership services of whatever type are accessible to all. So that's what we're trying to do. And what Dawn said quite eloquently about being much more together is so vital. And there's so much that Carmarthenshire does have to offer. I spoke to Dawn the other day and we were talking about actually what do the next steps for the region look like? And they're such an ambitious group, it's so hard working, and their kind of idea, in terms of community is so perfect. So, and it's so nice to see so many different people here today.